So we're going to try a new thing on the second channel here. We're going to tell some stories. So today we're going to tell some stories. We got Dad here, we got Ralphie, so we got 3 generations. Ralphie wasn't present for these stories, but he's heard them. I think he's heard them. I'm going to tell you a story about how I got some of my scars. So I have, is this side, I got one here, and I got this big bad boy here. So the way I got this one was I was in the cabinet shop at my grandparents' farm. I was with my great-grandpa. How old was I? Was I younger than him?
Oh yeah, you were probably five-ish, 6-ish.
Okay.
Something like
I
that.
can't remember. I know I was little.
Yeah, you were small.
And I was walking up like a 2x4 to get a big bar clamp for my great-grandpa and fell and hit the corner of the table and laid my cheek open.
Yeah.
We had macaroni and cheese that night. Nanny made macaroni and cheese. I remember that.
I don't remember that. You probably do. You like it.
So I laid my face open. I remember Dad was really sad about it, wishing that I hadn't cut my face so bad. But
it bothered me.
I didn't get any stitches. I got a permanent scar from it. But I didn't get stitches until I was like 30-something years old. So
I don't remember why we didn't get stitches.
it probably cost money.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't remember.
Probably done a stereo strip and glued it.
Maybe, I don't remember.
Because you took the doctor. We took you to the doctor. I don't remember who.
I don't remember going to the doctor.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I know it was bad, but yeah, I was like 30 years old, and I cut my finger super bad with a cutoff wheel that came apart. So this is my only stitches I've ever had. I was working on the LTD wagon, and the grinder cut my leg and my pants open, went across this finger all the way to the bone, and the cutoff wheel was coming apart in pieces because they were $1 a piece at a swap meet, so I had to buy them. So the cutoff wheel came apart, and it threw the chunks up into my knuckle. And I came in the house. You were there. I came in the house. I told my wife, I'm like, I need your help, and she didn't understand how quickly I needed her help.
Bleeding.
So I was like, I need your help right now. So we go to the sink, and I'm just catching blood in my hand. I was like, give me some tweezers. So I start pulling the pieces out of my knuckle, and my legs went out on me. So I said, give me a chair. So I got in a chair, and I'm leaning over the sink, pulling the pieces out, and I start passing out over the sink. So I said, we got to go to the hospital. So Ralphie was probably like 4 or 5.
You said we got to go to the hospital?
Yeah, one of us did. And so she put the kids in the car, pulls the car up to the door. I start walking across the living room, and my legs go out. She basically has to carry me to the car.
That's a genetic thing. We don't like blood. I'll pass out blood too.
Yeah, Dad passes out easy.
My dad will pass out blood.
But I went to the urgent care, and they cut it on open, pulled all the pieces out with no anesthesia at first. And I'm really funny about not going to the hospital. But then, the big bad one here.
Yeah, I remember that very well. We was all stripping tobacco at the barn. We were probably...
I was probably like a year younger than him, I think, maybe.
We hadn't moved up north yet, so you were probably...
It was before it was 6th grade or less.
9 or 10, let's say 9 or 10. We were stripping tobacco on a conveyor. We had an automatic stripper and
Conveyor belt. Yeah.
conveyor belt rolling. So Dad was on the end next to the trash, was the bottom of the leaves on the stalk, and he was putting it in there, and then would strip it all off and come down the conveyor, and Dad was on the front end taking that off. I was in the middle, and Josh was on the far end. And we told him, if it goes underneath there, don't grab it.
Yeah, there were leaves that were stuck on the conveyor belt going around, and I was underneath it playing, and I thought, the next time that leaf comes around, I'm going to grab it. So I went to grab it, and the drive pins caught my fingers, and I got my arm crushed in a conveyor belt when I was his age.
Oh.
So it sucked it in, and I went in panic mode. So of course we hit an E-stop, and then I got a few wrenches and tools and loosened up that.
Well, first you tried to bend the pin by hand.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Which is like a stainless steel drive pin, like this big round.
So we got some tools in there. We got loosened up to get his arm out, and of course it just sort of
It all looked flat from here on
It
out.
didn't break his arm, but we went to the emergency room, and it's just sort of like it burned it because it's before it cut off that few seconds or split seconds.
I got a little bit of a scar. I got a little bit of a scar right there still. It used to all be a scar. My whole right arm was a scar, but I've still got a little bit of scar there and a big bad one here from get my arm. And I was stuck in that machine for like 30, 45 minutes, it felt like.
No, it wasn't that long.
It was definitely that long.
No, it wasn't. It was at max 3 or 4 or 5 minutes until we got it. I don't know. I don't remember time, but it wasn't very long. But it seems like an eternity when your child's hurt. Trying to get him out.
And then we went home. We walked or drove back to the house. I don't know if we walked or
I
drove.
don't even have a truck down the barn. Either drove or went home.
And I had to go take a shower at the house before we left.
Then we went to the emergency room.
So I took a shower with his help, like with my arm just like limp, couldn't do anything with it. They thought I burned my arm because it was so scarred up. Yeah. But I guess that's all the big major scars I've got that I thought I'd just tell some of the stories. If you guys have seen them in the videos and wondered what happened, that's what happened.
But we've had a good life. Josh is good.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of things together and want to do a lot more together, especially this car stuff.